Hey. Y'all, come on in. Come on in. My bad, y'all. Ooh-wee. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Get in here, please. And thank you. Let me get my yarn ready. Because this is one I'm going to have to crochet my way through. Let me just tell y'all that right now. This is one that I have got to crochet my way through. Yeah. This ain't going to be an easy one to get through. Let me go get comfortable and let's talk. Okay. I ain't worrying about being cute tonight. We just got to talk. So look, how y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Sorry, I'm on later than usual. I had some stuff go on. Being a little transparent, but not too much because it's not my personal business. But one of my very dear friends is going through some health challenges. And anybody who knows anything about me knows that, my friends are family. I don't do friends that ain't family. And, fam first. So I did have to kind of spend a little time being big little sis, okay? Because I'm younger, but I'm always the big sister. I don't know how that works, but I kind of always am. So thank y'all for being here. Happy Sunday to everybody. Thank you, Magaline. I ain't think I looked so good in that ponytail. I was like, ooh, that was a child. I saw myself on that. I said, that was a choice. The pull hair all the way back from my face. Like, baby, that was bold. That was bold. I had a bold moment, honey. I forgot that hair was pulled back. Let's hide some of this face because it's a lot of it. Now, let me greet everybody who's here, and then we're going to get into what's going on with people on this show, okay? How y'all doing this good Sunday? I'm so glad to see y'all. We got to talk. I got notes, and we got to get into it. Tracy Lashley is like number one. Hello, gorgeous. Thank you for being here. Bianca the Beautiful is here holding the chat down. Our head archangel. My sis, Jackie Gaines, is feeling good enough to kick it with us tonight. Girl, we glad to have you. We love you. We miss you. Yvette is here, our Birmingham beauty. She's like number 5. Jackie, thank you for being like number 4. All right. It's DS with her crazy self. She said to run that reflection corner and run her mouth. Thank you for being number 9. Brandon, sugar, where you been? Where have you been? I missed you. It was refreshing to see them not bickering or taking shots at each other. It really was. Thank you for being number 7. I appreciate you. My girl, Magaline Lamar, is number 12. Miss Sparkle, our resident Mary Kay lady, is in the house, reminding y'all to hit that like button. My girl, Apple Charm, is here. Hey, boo. Thank you for being number 15. Thank you. Y'all hit the like button. Put your like number in the chat. Belize and JB, thank you for being number 16. I appreciate you. Y'all, don't forget your engagement button, bottom right-hand side, circle with the heart emoji. Send up bubbles because you know I can be a little sensitive when I don't get my bubbles and my likes. So let me get them. Let me have it. Sweet Beloved is here. Thank you for being like number 20. Hello. My Peanut is here. She number 22. Deborah Randall in the house. So Housewives Talk is legal. And she hit the button the same time as Peanut. It's so good to see y'all. All right. Agnes. Hello, Agnes Bukasa. How you doing, honey? Hit that like button. Don't just be here. Hit the like button. Hey, DV. Thank you for being 23. I appreciate you. Thank you. And thank you again. All right. Diva Tool is up in here. Miss Duval County is number 25. Thank you. So glad to see you. All right. Candy Butler. That's my girl. She number 26. We love you. Good to see you. Lel up in her. Hit that like button. Put your like number in the chat now. RJ. What's up, RJ? How you doing, boo? Thank you for being 26. Thank you, Miss Nisi in the house. Hey. How you doing? Hit the like button. That's my sis, Angie, the hardest working lady in Dade County. She slid up and through here. Y'all don't know that is a momentous situation because my sister be working and a lot of times she can't kick it at night, but she here tonight though. Miss Nashina M, Miss N McKinney, how you doing, love? Thank you for being like number 30. I appreciate you. School, and most school winter break can't come soon enough. I know that's right. But we glad you made it here tonight. Okay. So look, y'all know the housekeeping, but let me go and drop it on you anyway. If y'all must cuss in my chat, please misspell your cuss words. Okay. If you see me looking down, your girl is crocheting, but I ain't went nowhere. All right. Let's keep our conversation on these heifers that was on our screen tonight. No disrespect, bickering, arguing, or being mean to anybody in my chat is ever okay. If this your first time hanging with us, remember to let us know. You can say first time or just type FTL for first time live so we can welcome you personally and individually because we happy to have you here, okay? And if y'all see somebody you ain't seen in a while, say, hey, glad to have you. Where you been? How you doing? All that. Show some love. Everybody needs to feel welcome. Nobody should feel tolerated because don't none of us like the way that feels. So don't do that. Hey, Camille Fun, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I don't want to have to stop to beg for likes, but I will. Yeah, I ain't been able to play the like lottery with y'all in a while because I always got to stop and beg for likes. And if I got to beg for the likes, I'm not paying. I'm not playing and paying. All right. Hey, girl, Catherine Bennett in the house. What's happening? Thank you for being number 31. You ain't missed it, girl. We here. We ready to go right now. It's about to go down right now. DT. Yes. DT say hit that like button now. Okay. While we talking about these heifers, Tamika Graham, thank you for being 32 and DT is 34. So look, do y'all think I need to let everybody know we live or should we just roll and let them catch up? What y'all think? What do y'all think? I think we should let them know real quick that we in here because we can't count on YouTube to do that. Sometimes they may, but usually they don't. Usually they don't. So let's do this real quick. Yeah. So let's let them know. Sean living life. How you doing? Thank you for being number 37. Hey, listen, those of y'all in Instagram, we're live on YouTube. If you're in Instagram, leave over here and come to YouTube because we're live over here. We're talking housewives. The show went off and we are on. So don't be late. Get on in there. Hey, boo. Listen, come on over to YouTube. We're live. Yep, quick notice, and then we're going to roll. Belicious. Hello, gorgeous. How are you? Thank you for being number 37. Anybody on Instagram, head on over to YouTube. We're live. We got to talk. So, yeah, I think we let everybody know over here. So, look, the notes are noting. And tonight on this show, at this point, anybody who's still supporting Stacy and her mess, I just feel like this is another Angela Oakley situation. I scratch myself real bad. I just be scratching. I need to do something with my nails. But yeah, this is another Angela Oakley situation. This is not a good person. This is a bad person. Like I saw some stuff tonight that really, like I already wasn't digging her, but this one was really like blaring. It was blaring. Like you're not even hiding it no more, mama. It's not working. It ain't working. It just ain't working. So we got to talk about that. We got to have a little a little chitter chat about Ashley breaking her back, trying to reach for a storyline. But we got to give her props for a couple of things in this episode, whether we like her or not. We got to talk about Tia. We got to talk about her. Hey, Linnell Sala, thank you for being like number 40. Tia is interesting. I kind of like Tia. I don't want to like her all the way just yet, because every time I like somebody, it's like a jinx. The minute I like them, they do something crazy and messed up. Hey, Lady T, we live on YouTube. Head on over. Yeah, DT. I feel like we're going to end up with another journey to the Junebug. I think we're going to be back at the Junebug again. If we don't do something about Stacy, we're going back to the Junebug. And y'all going to be the reason we end up there. Hey, Kat, she made it, y'all. Thank you for being number 41. Okay. Belicious said I was bored with this episode. I probably need to watch it again. Hey, Makeup Addict. I got notes, and you may want to, but I'm going to end the Instagram, and we're just going to roll out over here. We're going to roll. But in reality, Stacy's just not a good person. I don't even know what more I can say about that. I do see why Belicious would say she was bored. To me, it felt a little like it could have been a filler episode. I'm gonna be honest. It kind of felt that way. I also feel as though as much as it was, it wasn't. So let's talk about how the episode started. You say you ain't seen it at all. Makeup Addict, hit the like button. Shan Rand, Political Junkie. What's up, sis? Thank you for being number 44. Say so the bad breath is representation of her personality. Yes. Yes. There are demons who are known to have bad breath, and I think she got one of them inside of her that be coming out. So let's talk. Wendy and Gizelle start off this episode where Gizelle wants to go shopping for a G-Wagon, and she says she want to reduce her carbon footprint because of the environment. And she, I'm gonna say this. This is why I don't take people seriously with the environment conversation. I don't take them serious. And the reason I don't is because the average person talking about environment is just as dumb as Gizelle Bryant. That woman couldn't even tell you what the problem was with the environment. All she knew was the word, basically the people who follow up behind that mess repeat talking points. So all she could do was repeat the talking point about a carbon footprint. And she's like, because it's going to affect the thing. No, not the ozone layer, the mountains with the ice on them. The mountains with the ice on them. Then she say the glaciers is going to melt the glaciers. So I'm going to get an electric car. I said, have mercy, God. Hey, Chris Juanita. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I was like, okay, wow. So she jumps out with the shoulder out shirt. I don't know what it is, Gizelle Love or one shoulder shirt. So she went to the car dealership, and I'm gonna tell y'all in advance before you get shocked. Yes, she said the mountains with the ice on it. That's what she said, the mountains with the ice on it. Couldn't even tell you what the claims are. But these are the people who go around harassing normal people talking about, the environment and the carbon footprint. Well, tell me exactly what it's doing since you're so concerned. Anyway, girl, you're buying a G-Wagon. I'm just glad you're buying one because I remember when she was driving. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember when Gizelle was driving Jamal's hand-me-down car. What was that? A little Fiat with the Gucci print, with the Gucci paint job. Y'all remember that? Looking like she was driving a pocketbook. Yep, the mountain with the ice on it. Hey, Black Smile, what's going down? Yes, I'm so glad that Gizelle's daughter got brains. Yes, she did. She's pretty and she's smart. All the girls look pretty and smart. Yeah, I see somebody put the Gucci Mini Cooper in the chat. Yes. Agnes said a lot of people who care about the environment continue to do things that harm the environment. Yeah, like all of the things. All of the things. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't respect them people. I don't. I'm just say that up front because most of them are just as ditzy as Gizelle Bryant. It is what it is. So Wendy shows up in her little, pants outfit. I think that was a pants outfit, or it could have been another romper. Wendy was a romper. It was cute. But I kind of noticed something. Wendy got to do something about her posture. She's too nice looking of a lady. And she dressed too nice to walk into anywhere with her shoulders stooped like this. I'm like, why are we doing the stoop shoulder? Like, Wendy, pull them back. So she walked in there looking nice as she was looking with the stoop shoulders. And that wig was questionable. I'm going to let her live, but the wig was questionable. The man was like, oh, I like your nails. She had a little stilettos and stuff on the nails, stiletto pumps in the club. So she had a little stiletto nails on. They was cute and stuff. Okay. Yes, she definitely had bad posture. That's why she was slithering. Yes, but I thought she had stopped all that, stoop shoulder business. But she had it going on tonight with the stoop shoulder. So they, up in there and, she was like, yeah, I want an electric car too, but I don't want to pull a Stacy, And I think that's the right attitude to have. Make light of it, make a joke about it. Don't take it too serious because the type of shenanigans that Stacy be doing, to me, it's not worth taking it serious. Like, don't take it serious. So Wendy kept it kind of light-hearted, like, I don't want to pull a Stacy, and that's cool. So she was like, yeah, I want one, absolutely. Belize and JB, how she going to jail? Was you in that woman's house? Do you know that what they claiming them people did, they actually did? Why in the world would you be saying that lady going to jail? So we wishing jail on random black people now? That's what we doing? No, Wendy with the bad posture. Yeah, buying that booty didn't fix her spine at all. It didn't. It did not. I don't know. Maybe I thought that the booty was going to pop the spine up or push it in or something. I don't know what I was thinking. But it's just Wendy looked so nice. She dressed so good. She looked so good. And then it was blaring because she was dressed super good. And then she walks in there with her shoulders stooped. I was like, Wendy, don't do that. Don't do that. DT said, oh, yeah, Wendy got that bad posture from her looking at the computer so much. I've heard that. I've heard that can happen. I really, really, really have. So dig this. So they in there, Gizelle, was like, well, what do you think about Stacy? And I feel like, Gizelle, you don't like Stacy because Stacy said you was lying on her when you wouldn't. Okay, fine, Gizelle. I know. I'm not saying she no dog, but she definitely acting like a dog with a bone. She can't let it go that you claim she lied on you when she didn't lie. When she claimed you lied on her when you didn't lie on her. Okay, cool. Right. That wig was suspect in a mug. It was. But in comparison, sitting next to Gizelle Bryant's wig, I got to give it a pass because y'all know Gizelle wigs be criminal. They be criminal. So, anywho, she gonna ask Wendy, what you think about Stacy? At the end of the day, Gizelle, you don't like her. You have every right not to like her. I understand if I say something and you tell me to my face I'm lying on you and I'm not lying on you, I probably wouldn't like you either. But to me, it feels like Gizelle already knew that Wendy don't have a problem with this girl, but I feel like she wants Wendy to have a problem with Stacy. Wendy basically let you know she can laugh about Stacy copying her business, even being like weird, like racist in a weird way, like cosplaying this girl's nationality. Like it's weird, like it's really weird. Like there's no way around it. But Wendy's making it clear, like to her, she not taking it serious. It's a joke. She said, look, she feel like Stacy see stuff and she may like what you do and don't know how to tell you she like it. So she might just copy it a little bit. That's all. She said she even reached out to my stylist for my stylist to style her. And mind you, Gizelle thought that was going to be a gotcha moment. Like, oh, really? Wow. And Wendy was like, no, I just think when she likes stuff, she copy it. And I don't think she mean no harm. And she said she thinks Stacy's sweet and she likes her. Gizelle did not get what she was looking for with that conversation with Wendy. And I'm going to go as far as to say she only invited Wendy to car shop with her because she wanted a chance to get Wendy one-on-one so she could recruit her and be like, look, you being too friendly with Stacy, you having Stacy back, I need you not to like Stacy. I think that was Gizelle's only motive for inviting Wendy to go car shopping with her. Like, y'all cool now, but y'all ain't besties. So why would you invite her to do that? To me, it looked like you would have invited Tia or Ashley before anybody, honestly. Even say all of that is weird behavior, but she can't tell Wendy how to feel about it. Right. And the thing is, I feel like Wendy is very intelligent and she's intelligent enough to know what Stacy's doing, not to take the bait. And basically, her not taking the bait actually harms Kiana. Simple. Because she saw that Stacy was going after Kiana. Wendy's not dumb. So it's like, no matter what she do, I'm going to let it roll off my back because I'm not going to be the one to take her down. I'm going to let you deal with her. DS say Stacy need to copy some scope. Lord. Yvette say Wendy trying to take the high road. You think that's what it is, Yvette? It could be the high road. I think Wendy's being strategic. And I think she's being strategic because Kiana decided to attack her. And I think she is making a conscious decision not to do anything that would help Kiana. Hey, Rochelle. What's up, sis? How you doing? Thank you for being 55. Agnes say I'm glad Wendy didn't fall for it. Yeah, Wendy already got her own agenda, and she ain't studying about Gizelle's agenda. Like, they ain't beefing, but basically the way that part of the conversation went was, okay, Gizelle, you got your agenda, I got my agenda, and never the twain shall meet, because Wendy wasn't buying it. Wendy was not biting. She was not biting the bait. She was not biting the hook. It was not going to work. So at that point, Gizelle was like, well, you like her, you keep her. She was like, because at first Wendy was like, Y'all just keep jumping on her. And Gizelle was like, girl, she making beds. It's well deserved, which is true. You can't have all these back and forth and these exchanges with people where you're saying stuff and then pretending you didn't say stuff, lying on people, lying on yourself, lying about everything, just lying. You know, she is absolutely not Johnny Taylor, because Miss Thing has not run out of lies yet. Okay? Yet. Just yet. I don't know how she has not run out of lies, but she clearly hasn't. You know, she says she got them in the cut. She got them in the cut. So anyway, that conversation ended. Hey, Texas native, how you doing, sis? So she, you know, Gizelle backed off. She was like, look, I'm going to just pull back from her. I ain't going to give her no energy. And Wendy still laughed it off like, oh, she'll be happy to hear that you ain't going to give her no more energy. She'll be happy to hear that. And I'm sure she will. Because at this point, Stacy realized that, look, these people is on me. And if they'll just back off, I think she'll be okay. I don't think Stacy's trying to push for anybody to like her anymore. I think she's realized that she's done enough that she just ain't likable. She just ain't likable. I mean, I see weirdos on social media trying to act like she's likable, but I feel like you got to be one weird duck to think that Stacy Rush is a likable person. You got to be a weird one. I mean, super weird. Okay, DM Rocks in the house, always out of order with the story. Say the way Stacy yelled at Tia at the end of the episode was horrible. It really was. But that's what I'm saying. She exposed herself. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that hooker because she's exposing herself. Say, are you knitting fingerless gloves with a longer sleeve in Heather Gray? No, this is actually this really deep, like hunter green almost. Well, actually, it's not even a hunter green. It's like a dark emerald green. It's really rich. It's like this beautiful jewel tone situation. And not making gloves. I'm making another one of my Mobius curved scarves. Mobius loop scarves. That's what I'm doing. Too adorable. Thank you for being number 58. Richard Wilson, thank you for being 56. C Mays, hey sis, thank you for being 59. DT with my first supporter the whole doggone day. Stacy looks like Peter Griffin's underarm sweat. You crazy. But thank you so much for the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So look, so they get on in the car. Gizelle can't drive. They have a flashback to Karen, you know, when Karen could not drive and they had rented those sports cars. Remember that? It was like a trip or whatever. And so Wendy was like, you know, in a confessional talking about how bad of a driver Gizelle is and saying, look, I want to live. Next time, do not get in a car with Gizelle. I know y'all were filming and everything, but if you want to live and you see that she drives this bad, next time don't get your behind in the car. We ain't even going to talk about the fact that Gizelle didn't even know how to put the car in drive and was up there mispronouncing words. She saw what the man said the word was. It was something, but this fool said it was recuperate. And the word that the man said that it actually wasn't even close to that. So I'm like, Lord, yeah, Gizelle is ignorant. But I've said that for years. Gizelle is extremely ignorant. That's the PG version of what you wanted to say. Lord, help us all, DT. So anyway, so they in the car or whatever, and they were talking about Karen, and you know, Wendy asked about Karen, and Gizelle, you know, they had the little light banter. Oh, they want Karen back, free Karen. And so then Gizelle pivots to this weird conversation that did not seem genuine to me. But she was like, oh, seeing Monique made me feel like, you know, we need the whole gang back together. Okay, so are you saying put the gang back together and get rid of the new girls? Because that's the way I took that. I'm gonna just tell y'all that that's the way I took it. I didn't know another way to take that. Right, the guy was in the back seat from the car dealership. He was part of the whole conversation, just sitting there soaking it up. Probably got to go home to his wife and be like, "Look, who is Karen?" Because they was talking about somebody named Karen and somebody named Monique. And I'm sure he went home and his wife filled him in on what the hell is actually happening. Because that poor little man was just sitting back there and he didn't even know what to say or do. He was just there. Poor fella. So anyway, and so she was like, you know, they start talking about Monique, and Wendy was like, last time I had seen Monique, she had a binder. I ain't seen her since the binder. And so it was weird listening to Gizelle like try to position this conversation like Monique was some menace that had done something so terrible to her. And that, you know, I need to sit down and talk with her like, oh, she's got to come back from what she did to me. Like, girl, what did she do to you? So Gizelle is sitting there, I want to talk to her and clear the air. And if she the same woman she was 5 years ago, then she could stay where she was 5 years ago and whatever. Girl, if she'd have signed that contract, she'd have still been right there on that show with you, and it would have been nothing you could do, just like you couldn't do nothing with Candace or Wendy when you was trying to get them off the show, Gizelle. Okay? But anyway, so then we get Stacy and her friend sitting down to talk about her launching her copycat brand with the Yoruba name that she still can't pronounce. And she talking about, oh, it's gonna be on Juneteenth. This got to be the first time I seen a Black American trying to cosplay as somebody else's goddamn culture. We don't do that. It's weird. One thing I will say, I was grateful that Stacy had on white and not orange for a goddamn change. And later in the episode, she didn't have on orange either. And I was so happy. I was like, yes, God, no orange, no pink. Thank you, Lord. Because even though Stacy is a liar in a bad wig, she's a pretty lady. And I'm real tired of seeing her in the orange and the pink. I'm real tired. I'm tired of seeing her in that wig too, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. LEL said Gizelle talking about the gang back together like it wasn't her and her bodyguard versus everyone else. Hello. Right. What does Nigerian weed have to do with Juneteenth? Not a blessed thing. Not a blessed thing. That's what happens when people are cosplaying and faking and fronting. That's what happened when people get to cosplaying and faking and fronting. Oh, I'm going to tell you, child, Monique is still Monique. She's still Monique, and she was Moniquing. When her and Gizelle sat down to talk, oh, she was definitely on her Monique. So we still got the girl. We still got the little pretty girl with the sharp mouth. We do. Belicious say, just watch Monique and watch what happens live. And Monique claimed Gizelle was very accountable, and she wished they aired more of the conversation. They always say that because the conversations last a long time, and we get a couple of minutes. And it's like the conversation between Wendy and Gizelle, they said that was like 2 hours, and they showed a couple of minutes. So they never show everything. And in the conversation, you could see that Monique wasn't really going to take nothing less than that. And I appreciate it. DT said Gizelle talking about the gang reunited as if everyone liked her back then. Girl, DT, as if she wasn't the one trying to push half the gang off the show. That's why I say Gizelle got hypocrisy and amnesia, amnocracy. That's what the hell she got. Belicious, I was mad at Ashley and Stacy wearing matching wigs. Baby, I'm mad at Stacy keep trying to wear dresses that Ashley don't wear first. DS say Stacy doesn't have a brain, but it's cornbread the corn is cornbread with the middle undone. Oh wow. Not her cornbread ain't done in the middle. Oh my. Even say I'm cool with them making up with Gizelle. I'm making up, but Gizelle was no victim. Yeah, absolutely. At all. No victim at all. Yes, y'all send up my bubbles. Mods, do I have bubbles? Do I have bubbles before I tell them the rest of what went on? Do I have them? Yeah, she got amnocracy. She got amnocracy, amnesia, and hypocrisy. That's what Gizelle has. Okay. So she sit down with her friend and we're launching my brand Juneteenth. I'm making history. Black woman in Virginia with a cannabis brand. So she talking about, she sent out invitations and she don't know who coming and, basically acting like, the girls is really not interested or she don't know who's coming because they, she sent out invitations and they don't seem to be too excited about it. And it's like, girl, how they going to be excited? It's awkward. Okay, so let's go back. Let's get in the Wayback Machine, right? So when we get in the Wayback Machine, do we not recall when Wendy went and asked Karen for business advice about them GD candles? And Karen went and announced her candles later. Now, Karen had already said she was going to do a home goods line. We didn't know it was no candle. But because the candle was, spoken about after Wendy spoke about her candles, and we didn't really know what happened first, put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember, like the girls wasn't really making a lot of noise about them candles from Karen either. People don't really know how to respond when you do weird stuff. And if they didn't do, you know what I'm saying? If they was kind of like not knowing how to respond with Karen, why would you think you special? Like, I don't know. Neither here nor there, but it's just weird. So then she's like, she telling her friend, I'm always getting accused of something. Cause you always lying. I think Stacy is like, maybe Drake and Stacy is first cousins or something. You know, he claimed it's some black in him. I still don't know. But if so, maybe whatever is in him is Stacy's cousin. Because, ma'am, you volunteer lies. I think that's how I want to put that. She volunteers lies. And it's like when you tell people things, right? You tell people things. They take your word for it. Then when they see you do something different or hear you say something different than what you just said, if they mention it, they're accusing you of something. Stacy, you're gross. You're gross. Like, I'm so sorry. That's just a gross behavioral flaw. Like, that's a problem. DT say, yep, they must have a common ancestor. I believe it. Yes. At least Karen did have a home goods line, so it did make sense. But still, like, nobody went like gung-ho crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because it was an awkward moment. And it's like Miss Thing cannot can't understand, like, you make things awkward. You create awkward situations when you tell somebody, no, me and my husband ain't coming because he gonna be out of town. He won't be back in town yet. He gonna leave and he gonna be out of town till Wednesday, I think. Then when your other friends say, hey girl, you coming? And it turns into, well, we couldn't make it. Timu just got back in town, and so and Tia was like, girl, you told me he was gonna, you said you couldn't come because he was gonna be leaving and was gonna be out of town on Wednesday. Oh, no, but he just flew in. You know what I mean? It's like she makes things awkward because nobody can repeat anything after you. And I think that's where we're losing. That's where she's losing it. You tell people things and nobody can repeat anything after you. It's like, okay, we all in here, we family, right? If RJ say, hey, I stopped by Bianca's house and I gave her a watermelon. I don't know that's a lie. I don't know that you got a reason to tell a lie. But if I holler at Bianca, hey girl, RJ say he dropped off a watermelon. You'll cut me a little piece. And she say, I ain't got no watermelon. When RJ dropped off a watermelon. And then if RJ say, you know, if Bianca say to RJ, why you told her you gave me a watermelon? I never said I gave you a watermelon. That's awkward. Like, just don't say nothing. Say when he could have just said when she could have just said he was busy. Yeah, she tells stupid lies. And then when people don't know what they can repeat that you said because everything is subject to be a lie, now you mad at them. Bianca says Stacy's best friend always look and talk sleepy. He reminds me of Droopy. Oh. Stacy completely shaded and copied the hell out of Eddie's Happy Eddie. Yep, sure did. She did, and it's gross. It's really, really gross. I don't like it. It's not a good look. She definitely forgets her lies. Right, RJ, if you tell me you took Bianca a watermelon, I'm going to be like, hey, cut me a piece of that and put it in the Frigidaire. And she going to be looking at me like, what watermelon? RJ ain't came by here. You can't be mad at me if I'm like, well, why you told me you gave that girl a watermelon if you know you didn't give her no watermelon? Like, that's all I'm saying. She creates awkward situations. So then she telling her friend that Tia read her with a British accent and tries to pick at Tia's British accent, and it's giving you covet her British accent is what it gives. Because I didn't really see it that way, but you know, whatever. Tia had a right to feel away, and we find out a little bit later in the episode why Tia felt away. Okay. So then we get Tia and her manager over at Sotheby's, and she had to say she had to learn business because she ain't know when she was younger because they always had a little coin. And then, you know, her daddy messed up the money because he didn't come up with money. And so when he got the money, he didn't know what to do to keep the money, and a lot of the money was gone. So now she's learning how to be a business person or whatever. And I said, okay, that's cool. She called Stacy to thank her for inviting her to her event and saying, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and come or whatever. I want to support you and thank you so much for thinking of me and inviting me. You know, very polite and stuff. Stacy on the phone playing dumb. Like, I'm just so confused why the conversation went the way it went at Gizelle's event. No, you're not. You're not confused. You just confused that nobody is with it. Not the American girls, not the Nigerian girls, not the mixed girls, not the black girls. Like, nobody is with your bullcrap, honey. Nobody. So, you know, she's like, oh, yeah, I want to talk or whatever. And so Tia was like, yeah, honestly, I am upset with you, but I do want to talk. So Tia still, you know, Tia kept it real. She didn't try to play nice, and oh, everything is cool. She told her, yeah, I'm, you know, I'm definitely upset with you, but I do want to talk. But I'm gonna be there for you. I got you. So I'm like, okay, this could be cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both, you know, a little different. It could be whatever, you know. Candy Butler, thank you so much for the super sticker, sis. This is my second support of the whole day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So then we get to Ashley and Josh. Y'all, this is a conversation we got to have. This got to be one of the first scenes Ashley done had without the other women that was actually a little bit interesting. Y'all better lean in for this one. Lean in. So Ashley at an arcade with Josh. I'll say not an arcade. Now I'm sitting there thinking, oh, he a little boy for real. He took you to the arcade. Girl, that's the kind of thing you do when y'all got children and it's, you know, parents date night and you sneak away from the kids and y'all want to have a little cute time, you know, little cutesy stuff like that. You might go to an arcade. You might play a little mini golf, you know, little cute stuff like that. Y'all ain't got no big children that y'all snuck away from, you know, to be Ma and Pa Kettle having a cute night out. Like, what was that for? So, you fast forwarded through the scene event, you sure shouldn't have, because it got good. So she out with the man, and then she in the confessional, the way she was talking in the confessional, I was like, she's gonna break up with this boy. So she was like, yeah, going out on dates with him is different than going out on dates with the other men I normally date, this older, you know, because, you know, basically, you know, they're a different caliber of man, and the places they take me is a lot more swanky and posh. You know, this one took me to Vegas, and this one took me to here, and I went to the island, I went to the this, and they took me to the that. This one rented out the whole place and did blase skippy. This boy done took her to the goddamn arcade, baby. So I'm sitting there like, she's gonna break up with this boy. I knew it. I knew it. So after they get through riding, playing the car game, sitting in the bucket seat playing the car game, she then tells him, well, I'm having this internal struggle with our relationship. I say, yeah, she finna do this. She finna do it. But I didn't know it was gonna go the way it went. Oh, baby. Baby, that's what she was saying. He was young and broke. She said, you ain't grown and your wallet ain't either. That's what she was saying. And so listen, I got to go back. I got to go straight to the notebook for this one. I ain't going to hold y'all. Straight to the notebook because y'all got to hear what was said. So she said, I'm having some internal struggle with our relationship. And she said, you know, you haven't been married or had children before. And she was trying to let him down easy, y'all. But he wasn't taking the hint because he too young. He too inexperienced. You know, you may be young, but you're ready. He ain't ready. That's what Ashley say. So she was like, look, you ain't been married before. You ain't got no children before. And you ain't had no children before. And I'm aware that, you know, you may want to have some children. And I know for me, it would have to be in the next year or two, or else I would just, you know, be out of that conversation. I'm not trying to have no children after that. And, you know, I know you 9 times out of 10 ain't going to be in no position in the next year or two to be having children and all of that. And so he's like, you don't know that. You don't know that. So she was like, yeah, well, listen to me. Listen to me. She said, you got to understand. Hey, Carrie Clark, girl, thank you for being 70. Mm-hmm. And so she say, well, you know, there's steps that have to be taken. And, you know, you got to have labels that go in between their girlfriend, fiance, then wife, then, you know, the children of it all. And, you know, there's certain financial milestones and things that you're going to have to accomplish in between there. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that, we at two different places. She trying to let him down easy, y'all. He wasn't going down easy. Baby, he was hanging on like a Santa spur on her Sunday socks. I mean, he latched on in there. So he's like, you don't know my finances. Like, you don't know it all. And this and that. She's like, and I understand, Josh. I understand. And, but, I'm just saying, she's like, it's just, I think maybe I have expectations that you're not able to, whatever. And I can't put that on you. I got different expectations and stuff. And, I just want to be happy and, get to a place where you just, very, very, comfortable and the things that, that I want in my life at this time, all the little rigmarole talk we do when we trying to let them down slow, ease them down real easy. Honey, he say, well, I can tell you that you look very happy when you were with me. Actually looking at him like, sucker, if you don't let me break up with you. She literally, when he said, I can tell you that you look very happy when you're around me, she looking like, I say, So she was like, look, you're going to make somebody very happy one day. He say somebody, but not me. Now listen, when she was like, I'm kind of used to going on trips and things like that. She said, Lord, I hate those. Just won't let go. Hey, they can't let go. Chris Juanita say, hanging on, telling her I invited you to Pittsburgh. Yes. When she said, I'm kind of, used to maybe going on trips and doing, she was like, we haven't even gone on a trip yet or anything like that. And he was like, you going to tell me I didn't invite you to Pittsburgh? Kavara. Hey, listen, everybody in the chat, I need y'all to say hey to my girl. She is from my hometown, one of Ocala's finest. Her and her sister. They've been fine since we was churn. They mama used to have them dressed up looking so good. The rest of us had to go home and look at our clothes and question our whole lives and how we ended up in the houses we was in. So y'all show Kavara some love. Everybody say hey to my girl. Spam the chat with hello. Girl, it's so good to see you. We love you. We love you, girl. So, and y'all, she's still fine too. She's still fine. So look, listen. He say, you gonna tell me I didn't ask you to go to Pittsburgh? I say, not Pittsburgh. I'm gonna tell the truth. Shantel. Y'all, Kavara still fine. Don't let her fool you. She's still fine. And they was always looking good. They mama kept them bad. Kept them bad. She's still bad right now, today. So she said, and when he said Pittsburgh, she was like, well, yeah, Pittsburgh. And so she was like, I mean, like internationally or whatever. And so he was like, we don't have to, well, let's go on a trip then. We can do that. Let's go on a trip. And so she's trying to tell him, like, the trip ain't what's going to get us together. Like, no. She had to darn it beat that boy over the head to make him leave her the hell alone. I said, what kind of trouble is this? What kind of trouble is this? Chabu. Okay, Deborah Randall say, leave Pittsburgh out of this. Oh, thanks for being here, gorgeous. Carrie Clark said, I think I better let it go. Like TKO, I think that is just how that old song was saying. Something like that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And so then this fool, she done broke up with the boy. He get up from the table, baby. You could tell his little heart been stepped on. His little heart had been stepped on. He didn't know what to do. And then after that, she in the confessional blaming it on, well, I seen my mama with a deadbeat and I wasn't finna do that. She didn't say deadbeat. Now I'm paraphrasing, but y'all know I keep the gossip pretty much straight. She said, after I seen what my mama went through with that broke behind man, and she said, we got to have some type of a level playing field because I'm already responsible for a lot of people around me. And I need a man that can, carry the line just like I can carry the line. I said, I know that's right, Ashley. Ashley say she is NBA Ashley. Never broke again, Ashley. Even say that's how these YNs and YCs act. See, Candace Dillard Bassett went and got an old YC. And that's why her mama was not with it. Dot wasn't with it, and I'm not mad. Ashley says she is NBA Ashley. Never broke again, Ashley. At this point, young boy gonna have to bring Ashley out on the stage. Y'all already know I call her children ATM and Moneybag Yo. So at this point, I need young boy to bring Ashley out on the stage. That's what I need. That's what I need. One of y'all tell me which one of Young Boy songs Ashley can jump on the remix. Which one of Young Boy songs Ashley can jump on? Which one? Because I know one of them. He got a letter on one of them. Because that's NBA Ashley. She said you out your rabbit a mind. She done had to sleep with Montgomery Burns. Had 2 children that could have a Benjamin Button in order to secure her bag. Ashley looking better than she ever looked in her whole life. That man kept her on a short leash. She was married to a man with millions upon millions of dollars, and he was still making her dress out of Forever 21, Charlotte Russe and Rainbow, and dots. She finally get to wear some labels, spend a little chang-a-lang, chang-chang. Ain't nobody watching her wallet like that. She could spend money. What she look like? Josh, you got hey. Josh, you got her in the arcade, honey. Ashley say she is NBA Ashley. Yes. Never broke again. She ain't going back. So y'all, let's get to the Gizelle and the Monique of it all. The Giz and Mo conversation. Giz and Mo. Mo and Giz. So Gizelle shows up first to the restaurant. Monique shows up second. Gizelle again with a one shoulder out shirt. I say, I'm tired of, listen. Now, Gizelle, dear, spaghetti straps, halter top, tank, cap sleeve, bell sleeve, off the shoulder, both of them. But I'm tired of that one shoulder. Gizelle remind me of that one raggedy homegirl that we all know that'll follow everybody to the club, but don't nobody really want her there. And the only dance she do is that one leg up. I don't care what song come on. Oh, that's my song. And they cop that one leg up every time. That's Gizelle with that shirt. Every time Gizelle thinks she look good, that thing she got that same shirt in different fonts. Spandex, one shoulder out. Gizelle, now you've been dressing better than you've been dressing. And that's true. And we all appreciate it. I believe I speak for everybody when I say we appreciate that you've been dressing better than you used to. Okay. But much like I don't want to see Stacy Rush in not narrate a goddamn another piece of orange or fuchsia. I don't want to see you in another shoulder out shirt or shoulder out dress. I'm tired of your goddamn shoulder. Now either show both of them or cover both of them holes up. Now this is getting out of hand and it's ridiculous. I don't care how many colors you got it in. Stop. So listen. So they sitting up there, her and, Monique up there talking or whatever. When Monique coming in, we got her confessional. And she said back in the day, she just felt like Gizelle was a big hater. And she was. Big hater. And said that she liked to pick on people. And she said she had shown Gizelle a lot of grace. I don't think so, for the most part, more or less, And so she gets there, they sit down, they greet each other, they kiki a little bit, and they like, oh, I don't know where to start. It do be the same shoulder. It be the same shoulder most times. I've seen her alternate that shoulder once or twice here or there, but for the most part, it do be the same shoulder, baby. Same shoulder. Yeah. So when she talking about they don't know where to start, here comes Gizelle. Well, do we start at Drag Me Monique? I got to admit, that was a little funny. It was. And so they go on from there. Monique kind of looked at her a little crazy, like, you cool, but it didn't go nowhere. So she was like, you're going to drag. And so Monique was like, child, my dragging days is over. Hey, Gossip News, thank you for being 76. Auntie Eva, thank you for being 75. Well, we here, baby. DS say that shoulder must be Gizelle. There must be her good shoulder. Well, then cover both of them up. I'm tired. of that goddamn shoulder. I can't take too much more of that dang shoulder. So she's like, her dragging days is over. I've been delivered. Girl, I don't believe you. I don't believe you because you didn't do nothing wrong. But I guess she need to pretend like she did something wrong, or maybe she told herself she did. I don't know. I personally, once again, I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. If I tell you to get your hand out my face and you don't, I'm not gonna ask you the second time. I'm not flipping your hair. I'm not squawking back and forth with you like a pigeon. We're gonna go ahead and do what I do best. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. Okay. So anywho, she said she been delivered or whatever, and say she done healed, and over the last 5 years, she had to try to figure out why she was so mad at Gizelle. And so I'm sitting there like, let's hear you out. I want to see where it was going. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. At this point in the conversation, I'm thinking, now I know good and well just Monique better not bring her behind in here doing no boot licking and behind kissing, because I was about to be pissed off. I was prepared. I was geared up and prepared to be pissed off with Monique. I was, okay? And so she said, well, you know, when Ashley invited me back to this group, I said, you know, it's a good opportunity to continue my healing journey. And then, to my surprise, much to my surprise, Monique went in for the kill. Monique went in for the KI double hockey stick. She went in. She said, you know, went straight, directly confronted the whole trainer thing. And, you know, she was like, look, I'm going to just tell you like this. Because Gizelle was like, well, when you reflected, what did you come up with? It's basically like why you was mad or whatever. She said, because you have the tendency to be all in people relationships. I said, oh, I had to jump back, Jack. I said, wait a goddamn minute. What you say? What you say? Baby, she went there. She said you had the tendency to be all in people relationships, and the kind of stuff that you were saying, you know, spreading rumors about me and a trainer, calling my husband big boy. You know, she went there. She went all in. I think maybe she doing some sort of a healing or whatever. Maybe she felt like she needed one, but it don't sound like she was just coming there to kiss no tail and lick no boots. It's kind of like, yeah, I want to confront the behavior that I had that maybe I didn't like, but we're gonna talk about the stuff you did that was not cool and the triggering of the meat. I said, okay, she went on in there. I said, all right, Monique, I can work with this. So I had to lean in. So y'all lean in, let me tell you. So after they did that, child, Gizelle sitting there with this look on her face like, I can't believe she just came right at me. Right down the turnpike, baby. Right down the turnpike. I mean, dead at her. Yes, sir. All 10. Like a ballerina, she was on point. On the tips of them toes, baby. She was on that. So Gizelle was like, well, you know, from where I saw it, I felt like it was way more hate coming for me. And this is why I said Gizelle has amnocracy. She got amnocracy, amnesia, and hypocrisy. Because how in the hell you felt like Monique had more hate for you? You tried to shade her when you met her, got mad, got your head slapped because you said, do you have a home? And she had 4, and you was mad ever since then. You was mad because that pretty brown-skinned black girl had the life that you felt like you should have got by default just because you had a little messy color. Now, that's what that was. Gizelle, don't try to rewrite history. And I love that Monique did not allow her to rewrite history at all. And how did she have hate for you when you was constantly coming for her? That woman invited y'all to her lake house, and you and Robin's ghetto hood booger behinds was upstairs jumping up and down in the girl bed. Huh? Y'all at Andy Cohen baby shower plotting on how to lie and say her child don't belong to her husband. Y'all sat up there and plotted on lying saying she was sleeping with her trainer, who's a whole homosexual man. But she was hating on you, Gizelle. In the words of Wendy Osefo, hating on this? What was she hating on? Girl, back then, your she shed wasn't finished. You was driving hand-me-down cars. You was dressing like Ronald McDonald. Nobody was hating on you. Nobody was hating on you. And so Monique didn't even let her slide. She was like, girl, you wasn't innocent. Now you had a hand in how things went now. You had a hand in how things went. You did. Hey, oh so pretty, my beautiful sister. Said, I agree, sis. Gizelle was envious of the life Monique had because she thought she deserved it due to her lighter skin and green eyes. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Agnes said Gizelle has not changed. She didn't really take accountability. Well, the people is telling me, hey, Teresa, thank you for being number 78. The people is telling me that Monique confirmed on Watch What Happens Live that Gizelle did take accountability. It was a much longer conversation than we got to see. And I'm glad she did if she did. Kiki, hey, Key said, I'm glad Monique told Andy Cohen that Gizelle apologized and accountability was cut during the edits because what was aired appeared as Monique was the only one. I kind of could see, but I believe it. Yeah, she felt attacked by Monique's superiority because in her mind, how dare this fully Black presenting Black girl not be beneath me? Oh, thank you, Candy Butler. It's right there. You see my name? Hold on. How do I do it? You see that? That's it. $ Emerald Sky 1. There I go. Thank you. So, anywho, and so she was like, no, I'm not saying that. So Mo was like, look, I really, and so Gizelle was like, I felt like, in that moment you wanted that to happen, what happened at the vineyard or whatever. And she was like, no, that's not what I wanted to happen at all. She's like, I actually felt bad about the way I acted or whatever. And then when they got into the whole reunion thing with the binder, and she was like, she felt like she was triggered because she felt like it was on her to protect that marriage, protect her image. And she felt like Gizelle was in her marriage, attacking her marriage, making up stories and stuff. And so she was like, you was trying to attack my situation. So she decided, I'm going to attack your situation, which to me, I can see why Monique would feel like that's not okay. But I can tell you, for me, it is perfectly okay. Whatever you do to me, I have license to do it to you. And I honestly feel as though if you don't want me to do it to you, you had better not do it to me. Because anything you do to me, I'm liable to do it to you. Now, I could choose not to. But you better not bank on it. You better not bank on it. You don't know how good I prayed that morning. So just be aware that when you do stuff to people, and I love the fact that Monique owned that. She was like, girl, look, you was attacking my situation, and the pressure was on me to keep my situation the way it was. So I felt like I was going to attack yours. And so she did. And Gizelle was like, when you were so upset, I felt like somebody must have been in your ear. And she basically said she thought Chris was the one in Monique's ear telling her to be upset. And I'm like, girl, ain't no man doing that now. I know Monique said he messy, but I just do not want to believe that a man would be on that type of time. I just don't want to believe that. And so anyway, and then Monique ended up telling her, like, I feel bad. And she said, when I saw Lil Grace, she said she felt really bad because she realized the way she put her out there with that binder. She said she felt like that, she realized that could have affected, those children, because they had to see that. And people had to see people talking about, that Pastor Holy Whore was slanging his big D all through the congregation. And I told y'all, when I saw Lil Grace, the way Grace was polite, so you could tell she'd been raised proper. But I told y'all, Grace wasn't really embracing Monique like that because, like, hey, that's still that girl daddy. Regardless, he could be a hoe or whatever. That's still that girl daddy. And so she took into account, like, yeah, I could see how that would hurt them. And she said she felt really bad when she saw Grace. It really kind of, I think, hit home like, yeah, the stuff you did, it didn't just hit Gizelle, it did hit them children. That's true. And I am also glad to hear that Monique is telling Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live that Gizelle did take more accountability, which is good, because the stuff that you were doing, plotting to say that child didn't belong to his daddy, that definitely would have hit those children. Plotting to say that their mama was cheating on their daddy with a homosexual trainer, that definitely could have hit those children. So I'm glad to hear that happened. I wish production had not cut that. So, so people can see Gizelle as more of a decent human being, because a lot of times we don't see her that way, because a lot of times she ain't. Aries Sun, thank you for being number 81. So that's all we got of that, because they cut it. We didn't get to see all of the things that were going on and everything that was said. They ended the conversation agreeing like, hey, we're gonna talk trash and we're gonna trash each other here and there, but as long as we talk about it later, we cool. And I said, okay, cool. Yeah, Gizelle definitely put her children in harm's way with her mess, because when you start doing stuff to affect other people's children, you can't assume that they're gonna spare yours. You know what I'm saying? If you don't spare mine, I might not spare yours either. You know, just thought. Just thought. That's all. It don't mean nothing, but it's just definitely just a thought. You have to be mindful of things like that, because when you take your gloves off and you decide you're gonna be ruthless, somebody else might say, you know what, two can play that game. We can all play that game. I need 24 people to hit the like button, please and thank you. We do not want to stop Duolingo tonight. We do not. So that's how that conversation ended. But yeah, for real. Hey, Dana Brown. Thank you for being number 84, Key. Thank you, boo. So look, then we get Kiana's mama, Greg, the geriatric squirrel, and Angel. They go ring shopping. Baby, this scene here was something else. Let's talk about this. So they going ring shopping to help him pick out a ring for Kiana. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, before I even get through this, for those of y'all who didn't watch it, he ain't buy no ring. They looking at rings, but he didn't buy now. He ain't buy no ring. No. They looking at rings, honey, 125,000, 100,000. He bought nothing. He ended up talking about, oh, well, I'm going to run it by her because I don't want her to. And her mama was like, she smelled bull crap. She was like, you don't need to run it by her with me here. I know what she like. Go on and get it. And he, look like he got indigestion. I think that bald spot grew an extra 2 doggone inches. He was dancing and pounded, and I'm going to come back and whatever I get her, she going to be happy. And I'm like, whatever you get her, she going to be happy. So it's giving them the one out, but I'm not going to her that. I'm buy her some people. Thing. He better not her night ring like one bought Robin. I know they're not that. And I think the mama or Angel, I wonder if it was mama, is the condo, is the present. The condo as a wedding present. Is that what you're doing? Is that what's going on? But thank you so much for the cash, sis. Let me send a heart bag. That's great. Thank you. There you go. Send a heart. Thanks, sis. So that's my third support of the whole. I'm breaking up bad. I am. Yes, Greg looked like he was being held. I don't want to do nothing. Why? Greg act like he look a mess. Wait a minute. You say him pay off a condo, and that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would let him buy that condo and anchor away, my boy. Who the hell gonna sit down and wait on a squirrel with a light? Who do that? Who do that? Cause and when he was like, yeah, we gonna come back and I'm gonna get it. Kiana's mama was like, because she already knew, like, you ain't nothing. Angel clueless behind her. They're talking about how long her and Kiana been friends, and we talked 10 years ago where we'll be in 10 years, and I can't believe we here and we ring shopping. And Kiana mama really didn't see it for him, but now they buddy. No, they not. Her mama is willing to go along to get along as long as we can get a ring going, because that ring is protection. And when you ain't trying to protect her daughter, why the hell would she want you around her baby? To use her up so she can be a live-in nanny for your misplaced children? He said, I wish I could hit fast forward on the Greg and Kay thing. Like, hurry up and buy her the granite ring, and then trick on her and divorce. We know where this is going. He wasting her time. He wasn't even gonna buy no ring, and he walked out of there and didn't buy nothing. And Kiana's mama definitely peep game. DS say Kiana need to put Greg back on the clearance rack. Show do underneath it, hide it, so don't nobody pick that thing up no more. Wonder what Kiana likes and loves about Greg. he available and acting like he interested, and she acting goofy like she couldn't catch somebody else better in 10 minutes. That is a pretty girl. She got it going on. She don't have to be there with that geriatric squirrel. Agnes said, I think that Stacy fight with Kay affected her. I don't. No, Stacy can't affect nobody. Stacy's a loser. Like, I'm sorry to break it to y'all. She's a loser. Evie says she just can't convince Kayana to leave him alone. Right. Just hanging on. Holding on and hanging on. Makeup addict said, I wouldn't even want a ring if I got a bag. Like, if I got a bag, keep it. If you waiting on me to beg, keep it. Tell your mammy to beg. Tell your mammy to beg. That one. But that's what went on, and that's how that went. And he's stalling, ain't bought nothing. I feel like that was just to pacify the mama because he know the mama is not with his mess. That's just how I feel. I could be wrong, but I don't. I doubt that I am. I'm gonna say that. I doubt that I am. So anyway, we get to Ashley and her sister. This was the scene that they could have left out too. This is why I say Ashley was breaking her back, trying to get a storyline going. So her little sister supposed to be going to the University of Maryland. She going to school. So Ashley done took her to the home goods store. They sitting up in the home goods store talking about her drug addict daddy. And we find out that the little girl done told Sheila she ain't coming back to the house right now because the deadbeat daddy is so raggedy and he's still a user, he's still a drunk or whatever. I think it's alcohol, so he's still a drunk or whatever. So she ain't going home, and I don't even understand what we talking about. Ashley tells us that when she was trying to go to school, Uncle Lump had to help her, and so now she happy she can help her sister. I know you are, because if Michael was still there, what you could do was going to be minimal. It was going to be minimal, because y'all remember, put a 7 in the chat if y'all remember that Michael was not feeling taking care of Sheila with that grown man living in the house not working. Put a 7 in the chat if y'all remember that. So they talk about the deadbeat daddy and her not coming around. The sister go to crying and going on. And I felt like that girl was crying because Ashley had her talking about this in front of a goddamn camera. I don't think it was just like the situation just broke her, but it was kind of like, dang, I got to talk about this in front of a camera. You can't even let me talk about this in private. That girl looked like she was embarrassed to have to talk about the fact that that's the kind of daddy she got. I don't like that she did that. I don't like that she did that. Why you say she used to street dudes? What you know about this girl to make you say that? That's wild. She don't give me that. She don't give me that at all. And I mean, you know, I would kind of know because I kind of like street dudes. I just had to grow up and learn better. But she don't seem like that kind at all. I hope you ain't talking behind Mia of all people. Hope that ain't what you're doing. Hey, Maybelline. So, that was that on that. Then we got Wendy and Eddie at the pop-up shop. So we find out in this scene that Wendy decided to go with Eddie to the pop-up shop because Stacy told her she didn't want Wendy at her event. So I said, wait a minute, let me get this right. You copied this girl's husband's idea, lied about it at a reunion. Then you try to copy her entire nationality. You name your brand a Nigerian word or a Yoruba word from Nigerian nationality, culture, whatever. You still mispronouncing it. She still can't pronounce it correct. He keeps saying Shayo, like she keeps saying that girl name is Arabella instead of Arabella. So she talking about some she didn't want her there because it could be like a conflict of interest or whatever. Hey, Divine. And I'm like, a conflict of interest. Girl, the conflict of interest is her working with you and you waiting to see what you can copy from her next. That's the conflict of interest. So I said, now let me sit back and see who in the hell can still defend this mess. So, okay, cool. So we find out that Eddie done named the strain after Wendy and called it the Nutty Professor. And I said, that's cute. We found out he got, 27 different strains. We had the flashback of him having the people learning how to roll with the oregano and stuff. And, Wendy checking out in the store and talking about this is fancy. I'd have came to more if I knew it was nice like this or whatever. So Wendy really ain't been hands-on with his business. That's his business, and she been staying out of it. And that's good. That's good. Right. She acting like she got ideas to steal. Ma'am, you the one steal ideas. Ain't nobody stole nothing from you. Nothing. I don't know. Ain't nobody want nothing from her. Gossip News say, wait, hold up. Stacy, Wendy has stuck up for your ungrateful behind. Oh, yes, but that ain't all. That ain't all. At all. That's why I say Wendy dumb as hell, actually. Wait till I tell y'all everything else that went on. Wait till I tell you everything else went on. So, then we get Stacy at her event. Where she talking about this copycat business. Oh, it's my dream. Girl, so you didn't start dreaming until you saw Wendy and Eddie doing it? That ain't how dreams work. That ain't how dreams work. Dreams work, where you was a little, 5 and 6 year old girl sneaking and looking in Vogue magazines and getting your mama's leftover fabric that she don't like and getting up at 12 and 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning and sneaking and sewing when nobody could see you and making ugly garments. I mean, but ugly garments, and just being happy that you actually got it right with no pattern. And wanting to be like the ladies that were making the clothing and the gentlemen who were making the clothing that the models wore, and, watching Style with Elsa Clinch. Some of y'all know about Style with Elsa Clinch. Put a 3 in the chat if you know about that. And wishing that those were your clothes that Elsa was talking about. Now, that's a dream. That's a dream. Dreams don't happen because you saw somebody else doing something and say, gee, I want to copy that. That ain't no dream. Okay? Dreams are things that grow, that fester sometimes, that, shape you, that shape your decisions and make you make certain decisions because you're thinking it'll get you a little bit closer to what it is you want to do. Dreams are those things that don't go away even when you get disappointments and doors closed in your face and you just keep going. That's a dream. Watching somebody else do something and then deciding to copy it, Stacy, that ain't no dream. That ain't no dream. Stacy, you are a nightmare. You're a horrible person. But anyway, moving right along. And then, she's still mispronouncing the word, talking about happy Juneteenth. She's got gummies and they're not infused. So I guess it's just a gummy taste testing. I don't know what she's trying to do. Jossie shows up. She's wearing a jean dress too. And when I saw Stacy in the jean dress initially at her event, I was excited. I said, it's not spandex. It's not orange. It's not pink. I was just excited because it wasn't pink, orange, or spandex. I said, well, hallelujah. Right. So, no. Jossie shows up in a jean dress and they was like, oh, we was thinking alike. Yay. And I was like, oh, cute jean moment. I love a good jean dress. I like denim material. I like a little denim, I like it. So they were doing their thing, and Tia shows up in a nice little, print romper. It was really cute. It was, flattering. I was digging it. They were doing their thing. Tia walked in, spoke to everybody, and she was like, I'm here because I want to do the right thing and, move forward with this girl and whatever. So Tia asked, like, well, where's Wendy? Do y'all know Stacy lied again? Y'all believe it? Y'all believe me? Stacy lied again. Tia said, well, where's Wendy? Oh, she couldn't make it. But, she was very happy for me, very celebratory. And her friend over there, the one y'all say looked like Droopy Dog, talking about, yeah, very supportive. And so she's like, because, some people haven't been so supportive. And then they get to Gizelle, and Gizelle was like, yeah, not coming. And I said, stop right there. Gizelle been weighing you for a shoe. Y'all went on a whole cast trip, and Gizelle gave you a robe with no name, cosmetic bag with no name, a towel with no monogram, a cocktail with no name. Like, girl, she no named you to death, and you invited her to your event. The lady that you've been copying, mocking, and low-key disrespecting, and she brushed it off and still was cool with you. That's who you didn't invite. Okay, girl. Okay. He say, mind you, Stacy would have been better off copying the candles. I wouldn't pass a blunt with that Duke and Mouse here for let alone smoke what she's selling. Oh, hey, DS, come get your sister. That's a 23-second violation. DS, I need you to come tap her on the shoulder. I thought we was going to go all night with nobody going to the reflection corner, but I was wrong. DS, where you at? Come get your sister. I ain't kidding either. You say you wouldn't pass a blunt with that Duke him out. Jesus. Y'all tough. Hey, Couture Bae. It's our gorgeous niece. Thank you for being number 97, love. So, good Lord. Great God from Zion. DS, where are you? You need to come and get her. Tap her on the shoulder. Thank you. There she goes. She came to get you. Follow her over to the corner. Follow DS to the corner. Thank you. I think it's snacks in there. Okay. So she's like, oh, Wendy couldn't make it. It's not that she couldn't make it. Production already showed us you telling her don't be there because of conflict of interest. Like, what the hell is she gonna steal? Her husband's ideas back? Girl, bye. So anyway, so then they said, well, where's your husband? Production is a mess. I swear I heard the music change when they said, where's Timu? Or whatever the hell his name is. Couture Bae, you know we got to keep snacks in the corners. Your aunties and sisters in here is off the chain. So she was like, oh, he's traveling. I wanted to holler, and I had to look at Tia's face because, like, traveling? He traveling? Okay, girl, he traveling. If you say so. Okay? So, and it was like the look on Stacy's face the whole time. What you even invite them ladies there for? You invited them there for what reason, Stacy? Because you obviously didn't approve of them being there. Not the look you had on your face. Not the look you had on your face. I know good and hell well. You shouldn't have invited them. Yeah, just lie with ease. Just slide out like she got castor oil on her lips. Now she lie for spoke. So, yeah. So, anyway, Ashley shows up, for the gummy taste testing or whatever. Ashley was like, she could show up and be cordial and even told her, like, girl, look, what I like about us is, we might go back and forth or whatever, but at least we can, be supportive of each other, trying to keep it cordial, keep it clean, keep it whatever, right? And she was like, yeah, I want to talk. So she tell Ashley she want to talk private. But then, mind you, when they get over there to talk to private, Stacy gets loud again. And I'm noticing a trend with Stacy. The minute she can't gaslight people, she gets loud. I say, wow, look at little Miss Ghetto Detroit. Look at little Miss Ghetto Detroit. Look at you. Ooh, look at you. So, anyway, they over there, they talking with the private, and she's like, well, I just want to know, how do you want to move forward? So, and she's like, I feel like you concentrate on anything that's possibly negative about me or whatever. And it's like, what do you mean? You do a lot of negative stuff. Do you want people to pretend like they don't see it? These are Black women. Ain't nobody gonna pretend like they don't see the stuff you're doing, girl. They see it. Okay. So Ashley was like, look. She said, you keep showing me, you keep showing me you in a different light. You keep showing me this other side to you, the different light. All the lights is different. Okay. So anyway, y'all know I'm nosy. So anyway, she was like, but I proved everything that you said was a lie, wasn't a lie. And even the stuff with Chris. And so Ashley was like, you tried to prove it was a lie. You tried, She said, but it don't matter. She said, Monique chose choosing to let that go. Monique let that go, so I let that go. It is what it is. And so then Stacy's still over there with her face tied up in a knot. And again, what you inviting them for, honey? And you in your feelings. So she was like, and Wendy too. Wendy let it go. And she don't have no problem with my business. So Ashley say, I don't have a problem with your business either. Just stop being a lying a-hole about it. Well, you is being a lying hoe, Stacy. You being a lying hoe. Now, I didn't know you was a hoe till Big Reese said that you was trying to holler at people's husbands talking about what his wife got to do with you. But, yeah. She said, you do what you do, just don't lie about it. That's all she's saying. I'm cool with it too. I don't care. It is what it is, right? So, And she's like a lion a hoe. Yeah, a lion a double snakes hoe. That's what she said. That's what she said. So I'm like, Ashley about to tickle me. So she was like, Ashley, look, I just need you to stop. So Ashley say, and I need you to stop. And I said, well, this ought to get good. So when she's telling her, I need you to stop, Ashley said, I need you to stop. So they both like, no more this, no more that. So Stacy done behind, no more evil, no more negativity. Evil and negativity. Girl, bringing up the lies you tell ain't negativity. The negativity was the fact that you told a lie. So every time, it was like 3 back to back. Every time Stacy said another word, Ashley just said, no more lying. No more lying. No more lying. And they had to drop it at that. It actually looked like a Laurel and Hardy bit or something from Vaudeville. It was actually pretty funny. Could have been from the Carol Burnett show. Now that I think about it. Definitely not Hee Haw. Could have been Carol Burnett. It was funny. I was like, did y'all practice this? It was cool. Like they was in unison. Everything she said, no more this. Ashley was like, no more lying. No more lying. And they was both leaning in, no more lying. Actually, you and your forehead have tickled me. So anyway, they get past that. Her gay friend over there talking about what's going on with them, asking Tia and Jocelyn like they supposed to know. How the hell they supposed to know? Mind you, when she sat down with him to talk about the Juneteenth Nigerian gummy brand that she jacked off of Wendy and Eddie, he telling her, you need to go off on them. I done seen you do it before. So now that she over there acting ghetto and bangy, why are you talking about what's going on? You know exactly what's going on. You the one told her to do it. Let me find out that her whole crew is deceitful. Let me find out your whole crew is deceitful. My mama told me, how can two walk together except they agree? I be dang. So anyway, Ashley was like, look, let me tell you something. She said, I've been in this group for 10 years and I try to be authentic. And when I'm not right or whatever, they hold my feet to the fire, which is true. And I think we can be honest about that. Not just the cast members, the fans too. We drag Ashley by the veins in her forehead. Now put a 4 in the chat if y'all know that's the truth. Y'all know we don't let Ashley slide on a goddamn thing. So I can kind of see Ashley's point of view. If I can't slide, you can't either. I'm just saying. Vet said reminded her of Marlo and Sheree. I can see how you can say that a little bit. It's like the diet unseasoned version of Marlo and Sheree, because Marlo and Sheree was hilarious. I agree with that, Ronnie. I agree, Ronnie. They going up for her because they don't like Gizelle and Ashley. And my thing is, I don't like them either, but I'm not finna pretend like that disgusting cow ain't a disgusting cow. I can't stand Stacy. I don't know how nobody can stand them, to be perfectly honest with you. So, you know, and so like I said, I definitely understood where Ashley was coming from with that. And so Stacy tried to basically pivot over to Tia and was like trying to act like she was a victim with Tia. And when she started telling Tia what she was upset about, the conversation that happened where she was telling her like, girl, you full of crap and you lied, and whatnot. I know that's right, Vet. And she was like, you know, but lying on the girl to her face. Like, you asked us out if I didn't want to go, I just didn't want to go. And all I said was this. And so Tia looking like, that's not what happened. Can I finish? And I'm like, ghetto bird. No, ma'am. So then she goes, well, the issue with my comfort level with Wendy and Eddie, it was none of your business. Wait a minute, ma'am. Is it Wendy's business? Because I don't think you told Wendy about your comfort level with her and her husband either. Okay? That ain't what you said. That ain't what you said at all. You didn't tell Wendy, well, my husband, I don't want to bring him around y'all because I'm mad about the reunion. Because listen, that's what we find out from this whole tonight. I don't think she meant to say that much. So basically, she didn't want her husband around Wendy and Eddie. She claimed because of the reunion, because TJ called, well, not called, but the guys called TJ to see where he was, remember? And so they was like, TJ, ain't you coming? And TJ busted her out and exposed her for paying him to be a boyfriend. So basically, she's mad she don't want him around Wendy and Eddie because TJ exposed her. They didn't expose you. TJ exposed you. Because what TJ said it on camera. So she's still trying to find somebody to blame for the lies she tells. It's disgusting, actually. But she ain't told Wendy none of that. Wendy being cool with you, backing you up, telling the other girls, oh, y'all keep jumping on her. I think she's sweet. That hoe ain't sweet. Manure ain't never been sweet. It don't smell sweet either, according to the people on the cast. So Tia was like, well, I'm going to tell you why I'm upset with you. And I saw Stacy's face change immediately because I think she thought, oh, well, this is just for me to tell you that you hurt my feelings and you need to apologize for calling me out on my lies. Tia said, let me tell you why I'm upset with you. Okay? Because this ain't going to be no you tell me why you upset and now you a victim. Not when you lying. You ain't finna do that. And listen, girl, I want to hear what Wendy think of that too. I do too. And matter of fact, let me put the StreamYard in case somebody want to tell me what y'all think, because I sure hope you do. So she was like, look, I had already heard a lot of stuff about you, and they basically let it be known that it was Gizelle telling her a lot of stuff about Stacy. And she was like, look, I decided I wanted to get to know you for myself and give you a chance so we can build our own relationship outside of just the friend group and what I heard about you or whatever, right? And so she was like, and she said, we talked on the phone and you telling me you need me to have your back with these ladies. Stacy immediately started yelling and hollering. I said, oh, that's what you do. Now, one thing, Kayana may be getting on our nerves, but Kayana said that at Gizelle event when Stacy started getting loud with her, like, oh, that's that deflection. Because that's what Stacy do. When she get caught in a lie or somebody exposed some of her mess, she try to get loud. So she immediately got loud and went trying to talk over Tia. Tia was like, and she was like, I did not say that. Tia said, you absolutely did tell me you need me to have your back with these ladies. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And I was trying to figure out when she invited Tia out there to her child's swim practice. I'm like, since when y'all know each other good enough for that? Because you had been talking on the phone with her. You did ask her to have your back. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's why you was comfortable having her around your husband, but not Wendy. Because you still was sitting up there holding grudges against Wendy because her husband got a phone call on camera. We saw it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But so after that, so then she starts talking about you're not being ladylike. You're pretending to be prim and proper. This is who she really is. And she didn't do anything that wasn't proper behavior. I didn't see Tia do anything that wasn't ladylike. Did y'all? Did anybody see? I didn't see Tia do anything that was not ladylike. Not even for 1 minute. Not even for 1 minute. Never saw it. And she was like, you play prim and proper. You're just pretending. You're playing prim and proper. And so Tia was like, I don't have to play proper. She said, I don't have to play prim and proper, Detroit. I say, Tia. Tia did that. She said, I don't have to play prim and proper, Detroit. Letting her know, girl, this is naturally who I am. Just like you naturally a hood booger from Detroit. I say, God dang. Tia mouth is something. Tia's mouth is something. I say, Tia, look, girl, you really gonna make me say I like you. And so after that didn't work, and you're not ladylike, and you're not gonna act like a lady. You're a tryhard like you are with your fashions. And I'm sitting there like, Stacy, I know you ain't let the word fashion come out your mouth. I know you didn't. You almost bad as Gizelle. So I know you didn't let fashion come out your mouth. Tia looked cute in her print outfit. And you know what else about Tia fashion? She don't have to wait until Ashley get dressed first and then borrow a dress from Ashley. Because y'all, when Ashley said, oh, I wore that dress last week, talking about Ashley, don't do that. Don't do what? And then production didn't make it no better, no worse, y'all. Production showed Ashley in the exact same dress. So, of course, Ashley was like, child, if you want to be me, just say that. And I was rolling. And so she was like, oh, I like your outfit. Like, where did you get that idea from? And Ashley say, definitely not from you, which is true. Because we know for a fact she didn't get the idea from you. You wait to get your ideas from her and Wendy and probably Gizelle and Kenya Moore and everybody else. Because she came on the show trying to be Kenya Moore. They both from Detroit. So I guess she said, I'm going to just try to do it the Kenya way. I'm going to rent a boyfriend and be dramatic and, whatever. Try to strike up a little mess. And then this season is definitely giving I'm gonna try to copy Wendy. And y'all and production actually showed where she did go get that dress from Vivian that Ashley wore first. Remember, Miss Vivian put her out there with that because she told her, like, that girl already wore that dress and you not, you know, you don't need that dress. And she said Stacy insisted on that dress. And I know Miss Vivian ain't lying on her because everybody's not lying on Stacy. Stacy's just a big, disgusting liar. So anyway, she was like, so she tells Tia, if you're not going to be ladylike, you just get your stuff and you get out of here. Toodle do. And I'm like, toodle do? Girl, what the hell is a toodle do? I say, boy, I tell you, ain't nothing. Let me tell y'all something. There's nothing worse than a project chick trying to be bougie. Nothing worse. Nothing. Stacy, girl, you from the hood though. From the hood though. Like really, really, really from the hood though. Like this is not, this ain't what you think it is. This ain't what you think it is at all. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. This ain't it. So Tia was like, no problem. You know, she walked out real classy, like, because she always do. So she sashayed her little hips up out of there. And she was like, yeah, I won't be purchasing anything. You know, Stacy's trash, but you guys are great. I said, I like her. Sashayed her hips right on up out of there. And Ashley was sitting there like, ugh. Jassy looked like she didn't know what to do with her face. And I feel like something must have went on between Jassy and Stacy, because Jassy was online doing an interview and she seemed like she's over Stacy. So something done went on. Something done went on. And the people online just want everybody to be quiet and don't say nothing about Stacy. Y'all can go to hell because folks is going to talk about this here, but she got too much stuff happening. She way too messy. Way too messy. Yes, Stacy absolutely acted like trash at her own event. And I was shocked. Like, girl, you blew up your own event? You blew up your own event? Ew. Ew. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. That's right. Now hit the like button. Yep, she was trying to copy Tia's English toodles. Yeah, like I know toodles and I know toodaloo because we, you know, back in the day we would say toodaloo, but I ain't never heard of toodle do. What the hell is a toodle do? It's giving Project Bird trying to be bougie, but because that's not your normal vocabulary, you don't even know how to pronounce the words. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Stacy should definitely go and join Mia. This comment right here. Yes, she should. Not in jail, though. Do anybody know if Mia got bonded out of jail yet? Because Mia sat in jail for a while. Lies, denial, and act like a victim. That is what she do. Extra because her friend was there. Well, she was extra at Gizelle event, too. She was extra there, too. Anytime somebody catch her in her lies, she try to get rah-rah. That's what she do. But if you notice, she be scared to move her head real fast because I think she's scared that wig gonna slide off. Yep. Yvette said, I hate that she made Wendy stay away so rank. What that mean? Teach me that word, sis. You know what, though? I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of glad Wendy wasn't there, Yvette, because Wendy would have been wanting to defend her, and she don't need to be defended. No, Wendy would have been wanting to defend her. And without Wendy there, she felt comfortable to make the statement she was making, too. So Wendy kind of didn't need to be there, so this helper could go on ahead and finish exposing herself. Stacy's gross. Stacy is super gross. And I'm going to be honest with you, sis. I'm really ready for her to go. I'm truly ready for her to go. Over ready. Ever ready. She was trying to use a British expression all wrong. Oh, rank means rude and stink. I like it. She's rank. She is rank. I'm going to use that. I like that. Gossip News say Mia waived her first appearance in a Fulton County courtroom on Thursday and was granted bond in the amount of $2,500. She had bond before, but nobody didn't bond her out. I want to know if somebody went and got her. Yeah, especially with her comfort level around Wendy and Eddie. You was comfortable enough to steal from these people. You was comfortable enough to have her helping you out when everybody was dragging you for them lies you was telling. You comfortable enough to go to her stylist and ask them people to style you behind her back. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Mm-mm-mm. It's the Caribbean saying, okay, okay, okay. With the Caribbean saying, rank, rank. Am I saying it right? Is it rank? Rank? She's rank. I like it. I like it. I'm going to use that. Agnes say, Stacy isn't going anywhere. Andy says she's the best he's hired. He said the same thing about me, a nasty, rotten, stank crotch tail too. It's the countdown. It's the countdown. She ain't going to make it. She ain't going to make it. Mm-mm. She's gross. Give her a minute. Andy like her now because she's problematic to black women. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Vet. Gossip News said ink wasn't permanent, but the charges are. You know what? Why you ain't hit the link and come up here while you down there in the chat got me in the reading rainbow. So I'm going to tell y'all like this. This episode, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 only because I feel like it was a filler. I feel like it was a filler. I'm interested to see what else happens next week. I'm interested to see if we're going to get, you know, anybody that's at this event's reaction to Stacy acting like the hood booger she is. Definitely not digging her. Definitely not digging her at all. You gonna come up with good. Because y'all will sit there in that chat and type y'all butts off and will not hit the stream yard. You say you hope Mia out of jail. I hope she out of jail too. I hope she out of there too. Because big as her hands and feet is, somebody gonna mistake her for a dude and move her to the male pod. So she need to, you know, get on up out of there now. Get on up out of there. You are in Atlanta. People ain't gonna trust you. They're not gonna trust you for it, Mia. That's all I'm saying. Shouldn't have been stealing. Shouldn't have been stealing. Okay, so you say you'll give them a 7. I gotta give them a 6. I gotta hold it at a 6. I feel like the reason I'm gonna give them a 6, they could have made it to a 7 if they had let us get more of the Gizelle and Monique conversation. That was one of the most interesting conversations. Hey, Gossip News. That was one of the most interesting conversations that that happened there. And I feel like we didn't get a lot of that. If we had got more of the Ashley and Josh, that would have been more entertaining. I feel like the production is why I got to give them a 6. They cut stuff that they shouldn't have, and they left stuff in that we didn't care about. Ashley and her sister crying over that drunk. I didn't give a darn, to be honest with you. Stacy talking about, you know, her fake Nigerian brand cannabis and she black and Juneteenth with her friend. We didn't need none of that. They could have kept all of that. Okay. Oh, it's DS says 5.5. Yvette says she say 6. Gossip News, what you think about all this mess, baby? Gossip News, where you at? Gossip News.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Where you went?
I forgot my mic wasn't work. I had to face my mic. I went on a new browser.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I gotta say. One, okay. Stacy needs to go. Andy has horrible taste in saying that a housewife is his favorite. He said Mia was. Mia lied all the time. Then she went MIA, got arrested. Stacy over here talking about, well, I didn't want to. Wendy couldn't make it. No, you told her that you didn't want her to show up because of
a conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest. You copied her. Lied about it. Then said, yes, Wendy, I did. You named it a Nigerian name because you so found out that you're now part Nigerian, which you're not. You're playing a role and trying to make yourself seem like a victim. Ashley and her sister, I don't care about that storyline. It is boring as two kumwats. Mia, no, not Mia. Monique and Gizelle, I'm fine with. Greg, Kiana, let me say this with not love, with not concern, but just honesty. He does not love you.
He want to use her.
He wants you for your money. He wants you to be a getaway from his 3 children that he had. And
he want her to be a nanny. That's what he want her to do. He want her to be a nanny. He don't need her money, but he wants her to be a nanny. She's young, she's pretty. He wants access to her body. He wants her to play house with him without him having any of the responsibility of a husband, but all the benefits of a husband.
Right. And
he
Wendy,
wants a girlfriend pay.
right. And Wendy, I hope you now see Stacy was never your friend, because how is it that she's going to tell you that I don't want you to come because of conflict of interest? Just because Wendy and Eddie are doing a business brand with selling weed before you came on the show and before you decided to do it, if you wanted to do this all your life, why didn't you?
Because she's a liar. She didn't want to do that all her life. That's why I said it was a joke to listen to her say, oh, it's my dream. I'm teaching Arabella that you follow your dreams. Girl, watching somebody else do something is not a dream.
Right.
That's not a dream.
Then,
like I said, my little country behind in Ocala, Florida, with my mama's cast off fabric stitching and making skirts and tops in the middle of the night, baby, that's a dream.
I'm now starting to say
somebody
this.
else do stuff is not a dream.
Right. I'm now starting to say this. I'm now liking Tia just because of this scene here. The check Stacy, and then for Stacy to be like, you're not being a proper and prim woman. Not when you lie all the time, Stacy. We all know you're from Detroit. You pointing fingers in people's faces, talking about I could point my finger wherever I want to. But then when you want to get close to Cookie, you all piped up and quiet now.
Thank you. Hold on, boo. Don't go nowhere. Tyler Russell, I need you to cam up because I need to know you're a real person. I don't know you, honey. Cam up. Turn your cam on. I thought you would go away. That looked like somebody, named Mickey Joe who got an uncle daddy and a sister mama. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing over here? Because you're not even the target demographic. What are you doing? Go ahead, Suge.
Right. And I'm just saying this. In the after shows, I still don't understand how Wendy is now defending her. It seems like she's like, okay, I have this one ally because we all know Gizelle doesn't really like Wendy.
That's not what's going on. Think about this. The after show was already filmed, right?
Right.
They have not seen these episodes. They get to see these episodes like 1 week before us. So now let's see what Wendy got for Stacy.
That is true.
Wendy, right. At that point, she hadn't seen nothing.
Look, but now that she's going to see Stacy lie and say that.
See how Wendy act. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure Wendy's going to come for her at the reunion. Because you now said that, Wendy couldn't make it. Wendy's going to be like, no, you called me and told me not to show up because of conflict of interest.
Yep, lied. Because that's all she do is lie. That's all she do. And what's going on with Wendy, y'all could take it or leave it. Wendy know what Stacy doing. She knows she could easily eat Stacy up, but she letting Stacy make it because she knows that would help Kiana. She's not going to do anything, even inadvertently, that'll help Kiana because Kiana attacked her for no reason. She's not going to help her. That's all Wendy's doing is being strategic. But I do believe after her watching this episode back, I think you on point. She gonna eat her up at that reunion. She gonna chew her. She's gonna chew her alive.
Right. Because now I can now see why Wendy.
There wasn't no. Let me answer B real quick. Yeah, there was no Tyler in the chat. What happens sometimes for those of y'all who do have YouTube channels, just so you know, if you're live, every now and then you'll get a person who's not in your chat who will come backstage and try to get on your screen so that they can flash something inappropriate on your screen on your live to get your live shut down. So when you see people you don't know, make them cam up, make them prove who they are. And if they don't, then you just block them so they can't ever come back because they will do that to you on purpose. So that's what time that was. But go ahead, got some news.
But this is what I'm saying. Stacy is this delusional where she thinks that she married, I'm just going to be honest, she married a white man and then proceeded to try to change herself up to be, I'm proper, I'm being more inclusive, I'm naming my daughter Alabala. Alabala. Like, please stop with the German accent. It's horrible. You can't do German, you can't do British. And for you to then be mocking Tia and then can't even use the British accent properly.
Well, the problem is, like I said, she's a hood booger. And that's what happens when people come from nothing and they're used to nothing. When they're exposed to anything, they go overboard. Like they try to absorb it like it's a part of their personality instead of just being themselves. People who don't come from much for whatever reason, a lot of times there's not a lot of self-esteem. There's not a lot of esteem in their identity, even. So she wants to be anybody other than herself. Like, I'll even pretend to be Nigerian. See, that'll make me somehow exotic. Like, no, you're from Detroit.
Right.
You're from Detroit. And let's be honest. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I joke on her and Kenya and Toya from Merit to Medicare for being, ghetto Detroit. But they ghetto Detroit. It is what it is. I'm from Ocala. I'm from country behind, bang, bang, shoot 'em up, might rob you, Ocala, Florida. And I'm proud of that. And I'm not going to pretend to be nothing else. But I have esteem in myself and my identity. I don't feel the need to try to absorb other people to make myself more interesting. I believe that I'm enough just like this. Emma and Phil's daughter is enough.
Right.
And I don't have to pretend to be nobody. But when people come from literal nothing, like nothing, not just your environment, but you don't, whatever it is that you come from, it's nothing, and it's nothing, or you feel like it's nothing. You don't want to represent that. You want to be everything other than, and that's what's going on. And I think that's the difference between her and, let's just say, a Toya Bush Harris, because Toya Bush Harris is from ghetto Detroit too. But you can tell she comes from a solid family, got her education. That sister got a PhD. She's very proud of herself. So she doesn't have to try to absorb other people's backgrounds, nationalities, cultures, identities in order to pretend to be them and put on airs and try to mispronounce words in an effort to erase who she actually is. That is the difference.
Right. And I'm going to be honest. I'm giving this episode I was going to give it like a 4.4, but only because Tia clocked Stacy, I'm now bumping that up to like a 6.5. That's the only reason why.
Tia was cute when she did it. Like Tia never raised her voice. She never got out of sorts. She just checked that line hole where she was.
And I can see Tia saying, Tia can say, Ashley can go, Stacy can go.
Well, we usually don't get two out of our hair at the same time. You know that. And I've been saying that for years. Everybody's like, "Oh, I want Gizelle and Robin." I kept telling y'all that you're not getting both. You get pick one. And I feel like if we got to pick one,
it's gonna be Stacy.
I need Stacy going. And I feel like the Kiana and the Angel of it all. I would love for both of them to go, but if we got to pick one out of that crew, I mean, I guess leave Kiana. Let's see if she's better next year. But Angel absolutely has to go.
Yeah, I honestly don't think Angel's going to stay after the reunion because she's not going to be able to handle Gizelle, Ashley, Wendy now checking her, being like, "You lied on camera. You knew this happened. You're talking behind our backs, but then trying to act like nothing's wrong."
Yep. Well, not only that, I'm gonna tell you, I feel like Angel wants to be on that show. She definitely wants to be there, because when something happened at the BravoCon or something, somebody was interviewing Ashley, and Ashley didn't even say nothing mean about her. She was just like, I don't think that she's a good fit. I don't think that, I think she might be a little too sensitive for these girls.
Yes.
What it was. Oh, she's like, I am a good fit. She can't say that, and you're not a good fit.
No.
The crowd don't even like you. Like, and that's saying something, because Stacy Rush is a horrible human being and people like her. Angela Oakley is a disgusting thug of a human being who took us to the Junebug, and people still like her.
Right.
People don't like you, Angel. And I pay attention to what's said on social media. Nobody is cutting for Angel.
No, and I think I know why. Angel gets off the single personality of how Jazzy at first was talking about, my man is a football player. Angel has that same personality, but instead of her trying to span out, she goes, I have a husband that's a football player. I have beef with Wendy. Wendy is dismissive. She's arrogant. She's condescending. Meanwhile, you're sitting here like a blobfish, lacking nutrients, personality, except for whiny, falling off behind Kiana like a freaking lovesick puppy trying to please your best friend, even though your best friend basically said and lied to you not once, but twice saying, "Oh, I didn't say I was going to chin check you. No, I did say it. No, I didn't say it." She said it. And I hope that once she sees it again, she's going to have an issue with Kiana.
No, she don't, because after that episode aired, that both of them went live on Instagram to try to do like their version of spin, and it was really pathetic. So no, she didn't. She didn't have no problem. She's a punk. Talking about she don't scare easily. Apparently, you scared of Kiana.
You scared of Kiana. You're going to be scared of Wendy and Gizelle at the reunion. At this point, you're going to be the church mouse that goes quiet and be like, "I can't handle this," and walk off stage. You're going to be a one-hit wonder, and your best friend Kiana sets you up to fail.
Because you know what I noticed? Every time she get in something and them people are eating her up, Kiana does not run to defend her.
No.
She does not.
Because when Gizelle said no, Wendy didn't say it, I said it, Kiana was quiet.
Not only that, when they was at Gizelle's event and Wendy was like, "Girl, you saying no thank you like we want you here." Kiana ain't open her mouth.
Nope.
She ain't open her mouth.
Didn't say, "No, I want her here." Was dead silent. So now Angel's now on her own little island with Kay. Everyone else is like, they're saying that they're not friends with anyone in the cast. So why is anyone going to want to hang out with you?
Oh yeah, why?
Kiana had a friendship with Wendy. She chose to throw it away over some unknown beef because, Wendy asked, did you do your makeup yourself? And because she didn't say hi to her at an event that Wendy was on the panel.
While she was on the podium.
Right. So if I am at an event and my friend is there, I'm not going to be waving at her while she's talking on stage, expecting her to stop her speech and be like, "Hey, girl," and go back to speaking. No.
I don't think that's what it was about. I think we've all established that's not what Kiana's issue was. And at this point, I have eaten my crow with hot sauce. Everybody tried to warn me. I won't say everybody, but quite a few people tried to warn me that Karen Huger was behind that, and I just could not see it, partially because I couldn't connect the dots. And then after the cookie of it all, and the cookie and Kiana getting the messages from Cookie, and Cookie is the go-between Karen and the group, I'm like, Karen is the godfather. Karen is the godfather of Potomac, and she sent Kiana on a dummy mission. And Kiana sent Angel to take her place on the dummy mission, and then left Angel on that limb by herself. Because we ain't seen Kiana come after Wendy, not no more. She left Angel to flop in the wind by herself.
Mm-hmm. And even though Kiana is doing pop shots in after shows, she's just gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna win this fight with Wendy on show, so I'm just gonna be quiet and let my best friend Angel do everything else that is going to take for her to be a one-hit wonder. I can still get on the show because I still got Greg, who may not buy me a ring, even though it's been like 3 years now and he ain't bought you no ring.
He ain't even offered a one.
And him and his feet need to get lotioned up, please.
I can't. You ain't went to the ashy feet.
I did. I'm sorry, but I can't take it. I see him. I see he gives no effort in looking somewhat presentable. He's lazy. He's a bum. He's a scrub. He's riding in the cart side seat of Kiana's ride, trying to get some sort of free ride to, my girl got money. She can take care of me.
That's not the issue. That man is not broke. I don't know why you think that. He has money. He's just scum. He's been married, and now he wants. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what you don't know. When men have been married, and I agree, Yvette, Kiana did make herself look silly on the interview saying she wasn't as good this season because she didn't have Karen to guide her. Yeah, that's what lets you know Karen pulling the string. But when men have been married, they may talk crap about, I can go get a younger woman, yada, yada, yada. What they want is another wife, because wife is, hey, what you doing? You eating tater chips?
No, I was drinking some water. My voice was getting hoarse.
It sounded like something was scratching. But this is the thing. When men have been married and then they get divorced, they realize that wife is a legitimate job. As much as they try to pretend that wife is not a job, wife is a job. And once they no longer have a wife, what they want is somebody who's willing to come in and do the job of wife without the pay and protection of wife. Because giving the woman that title, the name, the contract, the ring, means she's protected. It means when you decide you don't want her no more, you got to pay. When you decide you don't want her no more, the judge can say, well, look, she gave you labor as wife, and now you're going to have to compensate her for her job as wife. That is what he's doing. He's trying to get a wife without any of the responsibility. And Kiana is a very stupid girl. She's in her 30s. She should be old enough to know better. And the fact that her beautiful, gorgeous mother, Michelle, is trying to guide her in the right direction. Hey, if you're going to be with him, make him protect you. And she's not listening, it's because she's an idiot.
I agree. Because the mom can smell it. She knows that he ain't serious.
Well, the thing is, it's not that he's not. See, you're not hearing me, sugar.
No,
he's playing the long game. He's playing a grown people game because he's older than her. And so what a lot of older men do, like we all heard Trick Daddy Fat Behind talking about, oh, I don't want no woman over 35. They want young women because they feel like young women are stupid enough to do wife labor without wife protection and pay. And you're talking to somebody who most of my adult life has been a wife. It's a job. He don't want to have to wash his own clothing and manage his own home and manage his own meals and kitchen. Remember when she was living with him, you need to cook something. What the hell she need to cook for? She ain't none of your goddamn wife.
Right.
And then you want her to take care of your little misplaced children because you need somebody to do that job. See, now that he's divorced and the wife is no longer in the house, when those children are over there, he's going to have to do some of them duties that the wife was doing, and he don't want to do that. He wants Kiana to come do that. This ain't about him being po. That man ain't po. Ain't nothing po about this Negro. He's just trying to get the most he can get out of that girl for as little effort as possible. That's what he's doing. And she's so stupid, she falling for it.
I can see your point now. I do see it.
Mm-hmm. But see, her mama grown like me. So her mama see what it is. See, us grown women. Grown. I'm talking about grown with grown kids. We see it for what it is because we already walked this road. You understand?
Yes,
and Kiana, one of them young girls that can't listen. Just pretty and stupid. Pretty don't do you no good when you dumb as a bag of hair.
Nope.
And she real pretty and real stupid. I bet you Ashley ain't that stupid. Lil Josh taking her to arcades and trying to get her to go to Pittsburgh. Ashley say, look. I seen my mama with a deadbeat. I ain't doing that. I say, hey, say what y'all want to say about Ashley. Ashley say she is NBA Ashley, baby, never broke again.
That's right.
Never broke again. She ain't going back. I'm not going back to the club, Stevie. You always tell me you can take me back to the club. I'm not going back to the club, Stevie. She ain't going back.
She said, I lived that lifestyle. No more.
Did you remember she told y'all that her and Sister Underbridge got evicted? They was sitting on the curb by the road. Ashley say she ain't never going back. She had ATM and money bag, yo, to guarantee she ain't never had to go back. I say, you better go ahead. That woman say she wanted to beat poverty so bad she slept with Montgomery Burns. She played Connect the Liver Spots for 10, 11 goddamn years. You ain't gonna catch her sitting on the curb of the road ever again.
Look, and she got money from him.
That's how she got them. She had ATM and money bag, yo, them churn. No, that's what I named them churn, ATM and money bag, yo. She said she was never going back. She didn't care if she had to give birth to 12 geriatric babies. She wasn't going back to that. And I don't blame her. I ain't never been that poor. But something tell me, had I ever experienced that level of poverty, any level of poverty, I might have been motivated too. I might have been motivated too. Ashley say, you out your man. You out your mind. She said she would give Nosferatu that cooter pop and lock him down, and she'll wear them clothes from Rainbow and Dots. She don't care. She'll wear all the city trends he want her to wear to make it through to that divorce, and she done made it. Now she NBA Ashley, never broke again. Mm-hmm.
Well, she could have gave me some tips.
I got a good look at her today. I say Ashley done really cleaned up. She almost done washed the bar flour for her. Almost. I said, girl, you better wash that trail off you. You better do it, Ashley. Ashley said she earned that money. She did too, because I couldn't have slept with that corpse.
Nope.
Baby, she slept with that corpse, got that bread, and she said, see you later, bye.
I couldn't sleep with him either. No. Mm-mm.
What did you think about Lil Josh not wanting to let go? She trying to break up with Lil Josh hanging on, and she was like, "Look, you gonna make somebody really happy."
You know, for a second, I felt bad for Josh, and I was like, "No, because if I'm with a guy, because I was with a guy and he broke up with me today. At some point, the man needs to let go and be done." Josh, I'm sorry, he was a bore. He was. Ashley is like what in her 30s, late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Josh is like what in his 20s.
Listen. At the end of the day, children is boring because children are unexposed.
Right,
He's
they don't have skills.
He ain't lived no life. He's a kid.
Right. His version of a date is going to the arcade. I'm sorry, no. If I wanted to go to the arcade, I would have took my kids to the arcade, not going on a date with you to the arcade.
Not no date. Like I said, if it's, mom and pop doing a little something, me and Papa done hung out at the arcade before. It was cute. I played him on Miss Pac-Man. We had escaped the children, We slipped them. We gave him the slip. Ducked in the arcade. I beat the hell out of him on Miss Pac-Man too. He, I'm a boss. But that's after y'all been established. You done did your time, did your years, You ought to stay with a man till y'all start looking alike before y'all do little stuff like that, just to be cute. But that's not a real date. Mm-mm. He took that girl on a date to the arcade and got in the driving simulator.
That's just I don't blame Ashley for 1 second for breaking up with him.
I didn't blame her either. It was just funny because she was trying to do it gracefully and he wouldn't drop it. And when he said, "You gonna say I didn't try to get you to go with me to Pittsburgh?" And she looked like, "Yeah, Pittsburgh."
What? Well, I'll be looking. Look, she looked. She said Pittsburgh. I said, "Oh." Ashley said, I'm trying to be nice to you and give you gently that I'm done with you. Let it go.
Let me tell you something else that was funny. What else that was funny was when he was like, I can tell you that when you're around me, I can see that you're happy. And the look on Ashley's face was everything. She was like, if you don't let it go.
Look, I was drinking my wine. I started laughing. I said, Josh, read her face signals, please. She's telling you that she's over you and you're in denial. You're in pretty boy denial that you are being dumped.
He ain't even pretty. Did you not hear her sister say he don't look good enough for you? That's a funny looking little boy.
I mean, Wendy did clock him at that reunion last year.
Yeah. What she call him, Jack Harlow?
Yep.
He's a funny looking little critter. Real funny looking little critter.
Look, and Wendy called it. Wendy said,
hell, anybody with eyes called it. He is funny looking. And then the fact that, he just didn't know how to let it go. I was like, look, at this point, I'm waiting on her to just play the song. Let's just kiss and say goodbye. I had to meet you here today. It's just so many things to say. Please don't stop me till I am through. Ashley was trying to give it to him nice and easy. This is something I hate to do. It's gonna hurt me, I can't lie. I mean, she was trying to lay it on thick, and he just wouldn't take it.
No, because he has no brain up there.
Ooh, child. Let's just kiss and say goodbye. Because she was trying to give it to him.
Look, I feel like he should have known this when she went on Love Hotel. At that point, they were not serious. Ashley said, "You know what? At the reunion, Wendy was white. He ain't my type. I'm breaking up with him. I'm done. I got I got money. I ain't gonna be broke again. Let me go find someone else."
Somebody that got more than her. You always look for somebody
Yep.
with something more than you. What you going back in the,
Right. Don't downgrade to broke. Upgrade to you got more money than me, so I can latch on to you, love you, live with you for a few
and
more years.
we can do something together because we both got something to come in to do something together. Or, because I think what people forget is that as women, we're multipliers. Okay? We're multipliers. But if you ain't got nothing, we can't multiply nothing. We can't multiply nothing.
Nope.
No, we can't. We just can't. It's not possible.
Because anything you
Anything,
multiply with
like
zero is going to be zero.
when you look at your timetables, anything times zero
Is zero.
zero. It don't matter what she come with. If you ain't got nothing, she can't multiply what you don't have. You love on a woman, she multiplied. Now you got a bunch of little children look just like you, eating, wearing shoes. You give her a nice home, she will multiply in that home. That home will look nicer than you ever knew it could look. You said, "Hey, this house could look like that." Because that's what women do. We multiply. If a man got talent, we're going to get in your ear. We're going to disturb your spirit until you start practicing multiplicity. What you have will start to expand. When the woman is the woman for you, we multiply things. This baby don't understand that because he looked like he still got Similac around his mouth. Like, Lord, what you want Ashley to do? Powder your little nuts. Boy, go home to your mama. Talking about, you don't know my finances. She know you ain't got none because she can tell by the way you behave.
Right.
Money behaves a certain way.
Right. And you ain't acting like you're grown with money and experience.
Yeah, no. The fact that he's like, well, we can go on a trip this weekend. Let's go this weekend. She's like, no, I don't want you to take me on a trip this weekend. The fact that somebody got to even mention that or suggest that that's something that normal adults do, honey, that means that you're not there yet. You still a kid, and that's cool. Go develop. And like she said, you're gonna make somebody very happy. Because some young girl gonna be so happy that you clingy and latched on to her, and she gonna think that you are her everything. But that person is not NBA Ashley.
Nope. Never gonna be broke again.
Yeah, never broke again Ashley. It will not be NBA Ashley. I can tell you that. It won't be her.
And I usually will say this. I don't like Ashley at all, but that scene there, I was like, you know what? You might grow it. You grow a tiny speck of respect in my heart just for breaking up with him.
I'm gonna tell you this. I always had a little bit of respect for her because I respect anybody that can lay down with the Walking Dead in order to get this point. I do. I don't care what nobody say. People try to clown that girl for that. I don't. That girl come from abject poverty. That's somebody that said, I don't care what I got to do. I will not live like that again. I respect that.
Well, I used to call her.
Because to be honest, I don't judge women for hypergamy. I don't judge you for doing whatever you got to do to change your situation. And she did that. Now, her personality, I don't care for. The lies she's told over the years, I don't care for. Some of the crap stirring and nastiness she do, I don't care for. But I never disrespected or had an issue with her deciding that she wasn't finna live like her mama raised her. She wasn't finna go through that. I respect the hell out of that.
Sure. I always used to call him Gollum.
I mean, he do give you a little bit of Smeagol, little Smeagol action. He's the precious. Yeah. He is the precious. Hail of trees. But yeah, honestly, to be completely honest, yes, I always respected that. The fact that all she needed was a chance to spend money without being on a short leash. She dressed better. She looked cleaner. Even her skin looked less dingy. So I'm like, oh, go ahead, Ashley.
Look, that's what happens when you jump a marriage of that long off. You start getting that glow up.
That's what happens when you actually have access to money without somebody putting you on a short leash. Because that man ain't broke, but he had her on a very short leash. Remember, she tried to have that restaurant and he went and shut it down. He didn't want her to have. He didn't want her to have access to no money. She need to be there and just be, just what I married you as. You're not gonna glow up. You're not gonna
as
change.
a wife,
grow. You just gonna stay there and do weird threesomes with me and other dudes. That's what he wanted her to do. And
at the
NBA
end of it,
she free now.
She's free, and she ain't broke no more.
Yep. NBA.
Never again.
Never broke again. And the fact that Sheila's still over there with a drunk bum, Ashley said it won't be her. Say what you will or may. As they say what you will or may. Ashley said it won't be her.
Nope.
And I ain't mad at her. Not me. I wish I would be mad at somebody for not agreeing to poverty. And that's liking somebody in the world. Like my behind. I ain't gonna do it. And Phil ain't never let us miss a meal. And I knew not to do that. Poor thing. So what's your final thoughts on this episode before we jump off? Because I done kept all y'all for over 2 hours and 20 minutes. What's your final thoughts on
my final take? Monique and Gizelle. I like the accountability. Angel. I don't think she actually annoyed me this episode. Kiana.
Yeah, because we only saw her for 2 minutes.
Yep. That 2 minute was perfect. Kiana. I literally skipped that scene with Greg. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Tia, love. Wendy, open your eyes to the Stacy. Stacy, you a low down, dirty, icky person. That's you're a gutter snake from Detroit. There. I use it, and I like people from Detroit, but Stacy ain't one of them. And she can go and go join Mia.
Yeah.
But not in jail. But just off the show.
Not in jail, just off the show. Yeah. Well, I agree with you on all accounts. Every account actually. With Wendy, I think Wendy was just overlooking her mess because of the whole Kiana of it all. But I'm very interested to see how that reunion plays out. I'm very interested to see how that plays out. And among other things. And I'm interested for the rest of the season and the trip to Colorado with the sewage house and Angel and her stories about being evicted or not evicted and having to jump up and move and all of that. So I'm interested to see all of that play out. Like I said,
I want to see Wendy clock. I want to see that part where Wendy calls out Stacy on that trip because she does.
Yeah, in the van, because I still haven't figured out what she was telling her. Like, Stacy, I'll blow this up. Blow what up? Girl, what you gonna blow up? Hold on there, Osama. What's going on?
Look, Wendy knows something.
Something went on. Something happened. Or maybe it could be editing, because sometimes editing will make things look like it's more than what it is because they want us to be interested in the show. So I would say I'm going to reserve my thoughts to see, if this is, if there's legit smoke here, or whether editing is playing with us. If production is playing with us with some creative editing, we'll find out shortly.
We will.
Well, all right, my dear. I'm still getting my crochet on.
All right, I'm about to head to bed. I'm just saying this now. Men are bums.
Oh.
Never dating again.
Now, see, I ain't gonna even say nothing.
I'm found a man. I fell all head, heels in love. I became a Kiana. That's bad.
Not a Kiana.
Yes. He wasn't a bum. He wasn't a Greg, but yeah. I fell in love too quickly and found out through text that he was done with me.
Not a text message.
Yes, a text message saying that I think that we're not compatible. And then said that I need to go see. He said that I felt like a therapist talking about your issues, even though he told me that I can call him about my issues. So how am I the problem? But then he's like, I hope I still get my Christmas gift from you. No, I went to Amazon and canceled that that present. No.
I know that's right. Well, don't let nobody hurt your feelings. Go pray about it. Go pray about it.
Look, I'm gonna go pray about it and I'm gonna be good about it.
Yeah.
He out my life. And I ain't going back.
That's right. Then never go back. Be like Ashley. Never go back.
Look, because unlike him, he ain't broke. I ain't ever gonna be broke again. I got money.
I know that's right. You better say that. You better
never
say
broke
that.
again.
That's right.
I'm gonna make that my hashtag for 2026. Never broke again. Thank you, Ashley.
That's right.
For something.
Shout out to Ashley and Young Boy. That's right.
That's right. But talk to you later, Auntie.
All right, darling. You have a good night.
You too.
All right. So look, y'all, we done had us a good old chat about this stuff. Okay. Like I said, y'all, I gave it a 6. They could have got more, but they cut the Monique and Gizelle conversation, and that to me was the thing that had the most substance the whole episode. So I don't know whose decision that was. I hope somebody's in the production room like Beyonce. Somebody's getting fired, because why would y'all cut that? So we'll see what happens. And yeah, so that's it for this episode. It definitely felt like a filler. It didn't have to be, but like I said, they cut what they shouldn't have. What can we do? So listen, y'all know what time it is. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, I'm gonna need you to hit that like button. Oh, now hit your notification button. Make sure you click all so you'll know every single time we go live on this good channel. Okay. And if you're in Discord, you'll always know, because I tell my girls in Discord first. Okay. Subscribe if you haven't already, because you know we're happy to have you here. Also, there's a join button beneath the video if you want to join channel membership and put the crown by your name. And there's a link for membership in the description box. Also in that description box, we have a copy of my book, Little Girl, Big World. It is a survival guide for girls leaving home for the first time. And make sure every little girl you know has a copy. And if you cannot afford a copy, don't let that stop you. My information is scrolling. Please email me. If you can't afford a copy, I'll make sure you get one free of charge. We want to keep all of our daughters safe no matter what. Now, also in that description box, we got the link for our merchandise store, so you can get your crown gear and represent the royal family. We got the link for our Amazon storefront, so you can shop for your home like I shop for mine. I think I'm going to include like the Christmas lights that I'm using this year, because they're really, really, really great. I keep looking at them because I love them. They're really nice. Also, we got the link for my Amazon wish list in case you want to send me some love. I'm gonna put my Christmas list in there too, in case anybody want to send me some Christmas goodies, because I love Christmas. It's like my favorite holiday. And for all of the people in the royal family who have turned in their wish list, y'all will be getting your person tonight. Everybody will get their person tonight. So yeah. So listen, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. As per always, good night, sweet dreams. Say your prayers. Do not go to sleep without saying your prayers. You know, be positive and productive tomorrow at work, at school, wherever you have to start your week. Encourage the people around you. Make sure you save some energy to encourage yourself. And remember, in case no one else says it to you, God loves you, I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. Talk to y'all later, okay? Bye.